Just 10 cents a day helps fund local programs like Scenic Stops, Northwest Ohio Journal, and BGSU Brain Game. Watch, connect, explore.
Give me some music. There we go. Go with a leg in your hand.
To look out in the audience and see kids laughing, and almost every show, especially in a school, a principal or a teacher will come up and say, you know what, I watched this kid that I've never seen laugh the whole year, and he was laughing his head off. And I always think that's so amazing. Stephen Other Dummies is a real mix of all kinds of things. We always call it an off-the-wall variety show because there's juggling, there's music, there's a lot of audience interaction, prop comedy, robotic mime, and of course there's ventriloquism. I really started out doing ventriloquism. I won all my awards by doing ventriloquism, but as time went on, I thought I want more than just sitting there with a dummy. I want a big show, and so that's what the evolution of the show has just changed over the years. I started when I was 9 years old. My dad was actually a traveling evangelist. I would travel with him. I would take the kids. He would talk to the adults. Then I started getting calls to go by myself. And next thing you know, by the time I was 18, I was really, really doing it. I mean, I'd already toured the United States. I won about like 3 or 4 national competitions and was voted the best ventriloquist by the Fellowship of Christian Magicians. And then it just kind of snowballed. I got signed by an agent and went on tour, doing churches, fairs, festivals, corporate theaters. But I've always had a thing about schools.
Who's got gas? Who's got gas? I found it. It's right here. What were you thinking? We're middle school. What do you think?
I'm sexy and I know it. No.
So I just have that mentality to reach those kind of kids, and I like their kind of music and their kind of comedy. But what's great with the schools, of course, is not just the comedy, but we have a chance to talk about bully, name-calling, teacher-student relationships, cyberbullying. Whoever thought we'd be talking about that?
Your feelings are off the charts. When you make fun of somebody, it doesn't last a day. It doesn't last a week. It can last that person's lifetime. I know. I watched Dr. Phil. I'm watching Phil up the other day. There is a 65-year-old man crying about being bullied in middle school. Now let's get this straight. A 65-year-old man crying because he was bullied, he was harassed. There were rumors about him that weren't true. Oh boy, is that a big one now with the internet and Facebook. I would have never believed it. But as I travel the country, I meet people your age and high school age all the time. They come up to me and tell me stories that are unbelievable.
I'm seeing a real thing of entitlement. They don't know how fortunate they are to have a building like this, to have great staff and principals. So I really try to hit home with that, with the comedy. You get their attention, get them laughing, you can tell them anything. It's all about music and comedy. This is what I do. So I'm not faking it. I have a great time with both, with the message and with the comedy. And me and my wife both design things. The other day we came up with this thing that shoots bubbles, and we'll go to the Dollar Tree and we're like, we can take that fly swatter, we can, So we're always thinking of stuff. Our minds have never stopped when it comes to making props. My wife's name is Bobby, and we do live on the road. When Bobby and me are working together, there's no question about it. We have a great chemistry. We just have to make sure we don't bust out laughing when we're doing the show because we'll have so many inside jokes with each other. And there's nothing like traveling with your wife. She doesn't have to stay at home, and I'm out here by myself. And her sense of humor and comedy is more bizarre than mine. As I get older, sometimes you think, wow, is this my last show? When you get to be this age. But I had this would be interesting. When I was about 9, I was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome, which is a joint disorder. And the doctor said, oh, you'll be bedridden by 18, and well, that was 8,000 shows ago. So that keeps me going. I'm always in pain with this because your joints are all pulled out, and your knees, your hands. So it's been a real struggle, and I tell the kids that because adversity, there's nothing wrong with adversity because I think it makes you try harder. I think it makes you step up. So through my life, I had to try a little harder than everybody else to function, to tour. So I thank God that I can still do it.
Give him a sample. What should I sing? Anything? I gotta hear this. Wah, 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 wah. Singer's running her family. I'd run too. He's not nice. No, he's not nice. Well, you're ugly. No, that's not nice. But you're ugly. Come on, she's ugly. He's ugly. She's ugly. You don't even know her. Gertie, compromise. Okay, you're ugly.
When people think of Stephen and Other Dummies, I just want them to say, yeah, that guy's nuts. He's off the wall. He is definitely a different guy. He has his own little way of doing things. Definitely original, because everything's original we do. But in a school situation, I want them to think about the message, not just the comedy, but think about what we talked about. Like I said, you can hear a pin drop when you get to the message. That's what it's all about. So that can get in their little head there, plant that little seed, and hopefully change some lives.
Scenic Stops is brought to you by WBGU-TV. Support great local programming by giving now at wbgu.org/pledge.